That smooth music, honey. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everybody's doing fine. We're about to get into this. It won't be long. It won't be a long ride, but we're about to touch on this Rich Homie Quan shit. Rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan. Thank you, sis. Well, good afternoon, everybody. We're about to get into this live about Rich Homie Quan. Me and my nephew have been going back and forth this weekend, deciding on whether or not we was going to go live on this, because, I just wanted to gather some information. What's up, Chris? Shout out to Chris Partlow. Shout out to NC, the one and only underscore NC. You can find her on YouTube at the one and only underscore NC. And Chris Partlow. You can find him on YouTube as Chris Partlow. You can find Savage Black, one of the teammates, on YouTube as Savage Black, BLAC. You can find Sparks Visuals, who's good with all the graphics. Sparks Visuals and Made Media Magazine on YouTube. Sparks Visuals spelled SPARXVIZUALS on YouTube. Shout out to That Beezy. You can find her online as well on YouTube with her story. She's about to come out with a story. Hey, nephew. She's about to come out with a story on Rich Homie Quan as well. Am I missing anybody? I think I shout out to J Ski also. I think I shouted out the whole crew. Shout out to Street Code. Sorry, Street Code. Shout out to Street Code as well. So we've been going back and forth on this situation this weekend, my nephew and I, on the situation with Rich Homie Quan. Now, one of the main things that struck my attention was how they're saying that he passed away at 34 and also saying that he passed away at 33. Now, we all should know by now that 33 is one of the master numbers of Freemasonry. And somehow they incorporate this number a lot of times with the passing of these young rappers, these young black men that belong to us. Whether we know it or not, those are our children. They're an extension of us. And I'm really sick and tired of seeing us having to come up here and report and break down the passing of all of these young black men back to back to back to back to back. It's been going on for a number of years now, and I think it's time for us to open our eyes. We may think that we're helpless and we can't do anything about it, but knowledge is key and knowledge is power. And maybe if we did a little bit more understanding of what's going on, we can possibly save some lives after this, because I really don't know. Like, who else can go now? Like, who else is going to be next? That's how I feel. Like, every time somebody pass away, like, after we start, mourning that person, I'll be like, oh, God, I hope somebody else don't come in and pass away, and then we'll be mourning them now. I think it's crazy. Soon as Lil Woody confessed to shooting up Rich Homie Quan's father's barbershop, then Quan died after that. I think that's very crazy. I think that's very suspicious. I know people like to call things conspiracy theories, but we can't always just write things off as, oh, that just happened and that's the way it is. This is a time where I've never seen so many rappers passing away. And I've been there since the beginning. I've never seen anything like this before in my whole lifetime of watching hip hop from the beginning to now. So me and people like me, people who have their radars up, and people who find things not to be, the way they tell us, because the man just came back into the public eye like a day or two before he passed away. Next thing you know, as soon as they say his name and the suspicious way they said, Young Thug, do you have any problems with Rich Homie Quan? And then he laughs, and then the next day we're reading rest in peace to Young Thug, to Rich Homie Quan. He passed away from an overdose. Is it an overdose or is it a bad pill? How are people so easily to determine what was his cause of death without any coroner report or autopsy done, even if there was pills in the house? We don't know what they were saying, that he also had heart problems at one time. So I don't know, and I can't say definitely what happened to him, but I can say that the timing of his passing is very freaking suspicious. That shit is suspicious. Then when I went back, true, Strico. Then when I went back and looked at the details behind what was going on between Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug, it seems like Rich Homie Quan was affiliated with Big Nut from out of Atlanta, and also YFN Lucci was under the management of Big Nut also. And when both of them passed away, it seems like that's when the beef had escalated. Now, they were saying that Young Thug was the one that introduced Nut to Birdman, okay? And somehow some type of complications went on. I'm not sure what it was, but it was a year before Nut got killed that Young Thug introduced Nut to Birdman. Now, they're saying that Birdman was mentioned at first in the case involving Nut's demise, and then they was talking about how he slid out of it. But I'm going to show y'all this picture of Birdman, and I'm going to show y'all, if he did slide out of it, exactly why he was able to slide out of it, because y'all think this is a game and y'all think this is a joke. Now, look at this. This man has the Baphomet tattooed all over his head. Now, I'm going to read to y'all what the Baphomet is, okay? Because people think that this is made up, but this is what these people in the industry, this is what they worship, the Baphomet. The Baphomet is a deity that the Knights Templar, let me put it in here so y'all know I'm not making it up, so y'all can see it for yourself. Hold on a minute. Baphomet. It's on Wikipedia. This is not a game here. The Baphomet this is considered the Baphomet, one of the symbols. And I showed y'all before Cardi B dressed as the Baphomet. Let me see if I have that picture here. Because people think this is a game, and it's really not. It's really not. It's real. It's real, and you can't make this up out of the clear blue sky. It is what it is, but I don't have it. But let's go back to this. The Baphomet is a deity that the Knights Templar, which is a group of Freemasons called the Knights Templar, but they're one of the main groups that control the industry, were accused of worshiping, that subsequently became incorporated into various occult and Western esoteric traditions. The name Baphomet appeared in trial transcripts for the Inquisition of the Knights Templar starting in 1307. Now, the Knights Templar came up with these secret plots to take over America, but they got busted a few times and they weren't able to continue their plans, but eventually they got people to join the Knights Templar, politicians, actors, whoever was powerful, and they became powerful over time. It first came into popular English usage in the 19th century during debate and speculation on the reasons for the suppression of the Templar order. Baphomet is a symbol of balance in various occult and mystical traditions, the origin of which some occultists, now occult means secret, okay, have attempted to link with the Gnostics and Templars. You got to do your homework on that because they're really talking a language, and most of us that haven't never studied this shit. What up, sis? What's up, Beezy baby? Most of us that have never studied this will have no knowledge of what's going on. But if you look at the tattoos and you look at the Wikipedia picture, you can see all of this is the Baphomet, and this on his head is the Baphomet. So if he did not get mentioned in that case with Nut, it's because he's down with these people, and it is what it is. That's why he didn't get mentioned in it. It's not because he was innocent. And then you have these big platforms like what's up, nephew?
What's going on, Queen?
Can you hear me now? I didn't know I was down on the thing in the goo, but y'all can hear me now? Y'all should be able to hear me now.
I heard you speaking about the Birdman thing, and then with Nut. Also, I wanted to add, he started up the Young Thug and Lil Wayne beef too by making one of the YSL dudes shoot up Lil Wayne tour bus for that money. I wanted
Right,
to add that
and
in there because that play a part.
exactly, and it was said that the person that shot up Little Wayne's tour bus, there was two people that he called after he did that. He called Birdman and he called Young Thug. Okay, so I mean, why wasn't he mentioned in that case or questioned? I don't know, because to me, that's cause for questioning and that's cause for suspicion on Birdman and Young Thug's part. I had to leave and come back. I thought it was my phone. Now that was me. Somehow I had taken myself off the mic, the audio down. But so this was the problem. Now, as soon as there was a problem between Young Thug and as soon as Nut had passed away, it seems like Rich Homie Quan just disappeared. He fell out of grace. We wasn't hearing him making no records. He wasn't as popular no more. And Rich Homie Quan was the shit at the time. I remember seeing him, and I remember people loving him on all coasts. I remember people loving them two together, but I think that most people were more attracted to Rich Homie Quan at the time. Am I right, nephew?
You 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
His solo songs was better than his songs with Young Thug.
That's what they were saying. A lot of these videos that I was watching about him was saying that. They were saying his solo songs was just damn good and maybe even better than, hey, what's up, Steven? And that his solo songs were even better than the songs he did with Young Thug. Steven said, yes. Hey, did you know the first label Rich Homie Quan signed to is TIG? Think it's a game? Yes, I did know that. I did know that. Flex is my favorite Rich Homie Quan song. BZ said I'm right. Yeah,
You right with the Birdman thing though, all around though, because I wasn't even thinking about Birdman really. But when you put it the way you put it all makes sense. He made them go against Lil Wayne and then flipped it back on them. But he was using Young Thug as the chess piece.
right, because Young Thug was willing to go further than Lil Wayne was willing to go. Because Lil Wayne, yeah, he was wearing a nail polish. He was the first one wearing nail polish and leggings and shit. He was the first one that introduced that to the hip hop community. But he wouldn't go so far as wearing the dresses and all that shit like Young Thug did. Young Thug went all the way with it.
Yeah, Lil Wayne wore the dress too, but see, he needed somebody more hungry. Lil Wayne was already older. He got the money, got the fame already. He needs somebody broke and more hungry that's willing to do more than what the man with the money and the fame already willing to do.
Right, because Lil Wayne was like, "Fuck it, I'll go on my own. I don't need y'all." You know what I'm saying? And that's when him and Birdman was beefing as well, and he actually wound up suing Birdman, if I'm not mistaken. I remember that. Let
And
me
that's
go
when they
to.
shot up his tour bus
And that's when his tour bus got shot up.
by the little dude that was BMF.
Hold on. Let me remove this. Oh, nephew, why I took you down? I'm trying to take this down. Okay, this is not the one I was looking for. My bad. Hold on. This is the one. Now I got this little clip. Nephew, you can hear me? You there?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I took you down by mistake. Um, there's a channel called All Viral Access Media, with my friend Mike Lowry, right? And he had this young lady call in, and this is what she had to say about his passing, y'all. Listen to this real quick. I don't hear the sound though. Where's the freaking sound? I don't know. I don't think the sound. I think I didn't get the sound. Let me remove. There it is. Okay, let me put it back.
Speak because I want to eat facts and I want to, talk about what's real and
Right.
what 100.
Right.
I don't want to speak on no what if, what and but. I want facts. So Tuesday is autopsy, but for everything else, family, the daddy is fucked up. When I tell you fucked up, the daddy is fucked up.
Right.
Yeah, he's like in a mental facility right now.
Whoa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're hearing it from Rich Homie Quan's peoples that his father is in a mental facility as a result of the passing of his son Rich Homie Quan. Him and his son was very, very tight, and I'm sure y'all know the father's barbershop got shot up in the middle of all this beef. He got shot 4 times, and now he lost his son, and I think that's just absolutely disgusting. But let's continue.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
So,
did you speak to the moms, the family, so forth and so on about
well, I'm real tight with the grandmama. The grandmother was like my mom's sister. So it was like she was raising us like on the block, after school, a place to go to when your mom ain't at home or whatever.
Right.
So, but he wasn't my age, so all I know is shit, Rush Road 34. He died 34. G Street. That's what we roll by. We roll by 34. So it's a.
And that's another thing that's suspicious. The people from where Rich Homie Quan is from, his affiliates, his friends, his peoples, the number 34 is a very, active number in their lives. So for this to happen at the age of 34 for Rich Homie Quan, which they keep flipping from 34 to 33, they playing around with people's head who know the knowledge. We know that 33 is their master number, and now they playing around with this. Let's continue.
A lot of suspect on what the fuck don't happen, but at the end of the day, I do feel like it's just 100. He overdosed on some drugs. And
that's the problem with us. I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but that's the problem with us. We always so people have past history of doing drugs or popping pills or whatever it is they be doing, and as soon as they die from it, it's easy to cover that up and camouflage it and say, "Oh, this person died of a overdose," and just move on. But this is an experienced person. Rich Homie Quan been taking pills forever. Am I correct, nephew?
He have been taking drugs, but recently he said he's been falling back.
Okay, and if he been falling back, if he wasn't falling back, then he wouldn't lie to us and have any reason to lie to the public and say he's been falling back and he hasn't. So it's just really strange to me that he would fall for that and for a fake pill or whatever the hell they're saying it is, which we do not really have full knowledge about and confirmation because the autopsy has not been completed yet. It won't be released until Tuesday. So right now, people are just going by what other people are saying. I don't know. I think somebody slipped him a pill, and it was somebody that he trusted, that he didn't even think to examine or see what it is he was taking. And I think he was depressed. You know, they was bringing up this snitching shit again in this damn Young Thug case. And I think maybe, he wasn't in his, he was thinking about that. And also he was thinking about his comeback because from what I'm hearing, he was supposed to be making a comeback. He had some shows lined up and some things was looking up for him at the time.
Exactly.
So
From what I see from in the last 6 months, Rich Homie Quan been getting cool with these YouTube streamers and stuff like that. They've been coming to his house, not coming inside his house, but they've been coming to his property. A lot of different YouTubers in the last 6 months I've been seeing that they've been to his property. He been on Twitch with the dentist dude. He with Kai Connect. He was around them, so you know what I told you about them. So I believe that did. So he was around the YouTuber dudes and stuff like that. So he was getting it to try to get a comeback. But
right.
Also, I see that little Woody popped up into the YouTube and streaming world too. So what they using Woody to block out Rich Homie Quan?
I don't know because I think Woody got his popularity from him appearing in the court case and acting like a goddamn fool. So I don't know if that was planned or, because they don't have no way of knowing if we would have took to Woody because Woody was being labeled as a snitch when he first hit the scene. So,
but in all actuality, that whole case, like the whole court procedures and all of that is all fake. Even when he's doing what he's doing on the stand is all fake. You can't do that in the courtroom. Do on that stand, all of that stuff, he would have been got crucified for doing the things he's doing. So,
or contempt of court at least.
Exactly. So every Young Thug listening to music in the court is fake. All of these things is fake. You can't do these things that they doing. So it's obviously something going on with the politics also out there. Fannie Willis play a big part in this too.
Oh yeah, tell them about the Fannie Lewis part that she's playing, in case they don't know, nephew.
Fannie Willis, allegedly, Fannie Willis has something going on with Big Nut. You know what I mean? Rich Homie Quan spoke about it. Young Thug spoke about it. People will speak about it. Even
Donald Trump Donald Trump.
Donald Trump spoke about it. Judge Joe Brown spoke about it.
Well, Donald Trump is the one that actually leaked the fact that she was messing around with Nut. He was the first one.
No, he wasn't the first one, but he was around the people around the first one.
Oh, okay.
He heard, he basically said on a podium that he heard that's what's going on. So with that being said, it sounds like it was an infiltration thing going on with Big Nut. Like Big Nut was the one basically controlling the rap scene in Atlanta. Young Thug, Rich Homie Quan, and YFN Lucci. Basically, they used somebody to knock him down to take over the talent. So I said, once they took over the talent in them three dudes, they found out who was willing to go the furthest, who was willing to wear the dresses, who was willing to do this, who's willing to do that. And Young Thug was willing to play that part. Right.
And that's easy to see. Let's finish listening to this lady.
Yeah, it was his thing. And I can't cover that up because he was for real about it. He talked about it. He just spoke about it a couple weeks ago. He couldn't kick it, and he got a hold to some bad shit. My thing was 100, like I always told him. I'm like, bruh, you got too much money to be buying this shit off the street. these doctor these days, Mike,
Yeah.
all you gotta do is throw them some money, they'll give you the real shit. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah, they'll give you the real shit. Ain't no, I gotta buy nothing off the street. Not when you got money. You ain't got no business buying it off the street.
Right. So let me just ask this. This is what I was thinking. It's like, who could have? See, I hate thinking too deep into it, because like I said last night or the other night, that it could be exactly what it is, him just overdosing. But I'm thinking, like, could it have been somebody who purposely served them a dirty bag? You know what I mean?
No, it was the connect already. He one thing about him, he wasn't getting his shit like from, like, say for instance, hey bro, like I know some nigga that came up on some pills. He ain't roll like that. He rolled with straight family member. It was a family member that was always supplying him. So it wasn't like he was getting it from, hey, what's up, Joe Black just pulled up from New York and he got some shit. You feel me? It wasn't never none of that. It was straight. He was always getting it from, his folks. Period. And that side of the family, that young crew, that 89, that 90, 93, 94, that birth, they always popping pills. Look at any video. You can look at any video that he did.
Yeah, but even if they always popping pills, y'all, how come he the only one that died? That's what I'm saying. Why is it always it was no warnings, like you took a bad pill one day and you was sweating, and I've heard people talk about that before, that they took a bad pill and they had a reaction. Why is it always the main person that passes away, the one that is the most popular, or the ones that the people most have knowledge of, that pass away? Why is it that there's never nobody around that really gave a shit or could help them? Myself, I'm not going to leave my man on the couch all night, especially if I know he popped pills. Let's put it this way. If I know that somebody I fuck with or anybody I'm close to is popping pills and he's laying on the couch for that long amount of time, I'm going to check on them. I'm going to check to see if they breathing. I'm going to check to see if they all right. She said she went to bed. He didn't come to bed with her. And then she woke up the next morning and took the kid to school. You didn't see he didn't change positions. You didn't see he didn't get up and go to the bathroom. You didn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
That don't make no sense, though. That don't make no sense. Like I ain't trying to blame the girlfriend or nothing, because it seems like it always gets to that with these rappers and stuff. But, like, what happened for him to sleep on the couch? Something had to happen for him to
Well,
sleep
they
on the
said
couch.
that he was sleeping around with a whole bunch of females, and she had found out that he was messing with some other chick. Okay, fine. Even then,
So she was mad at him at the time when he died.
right, even then, I'll be picking on, I'll be like, motherfucker, you going to sleep all day now? You tired because you was doing this and this and that? Like, I would be saying something, I would have some type of verbal exchange. It's not going to be all those hours. He's just going to be laying there. She said she threw a cover over him. But so after you laid the cover on him and he was asleep, you didn't think to check on him or nothing? Or I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
To me, it sound like everybody played their part and everybody had a motive on both sides. That's what it sounded like to me, even in her phone call. Because he was getting money outside of rap. There's not a lot of money in. He was getting real estate money. His house is crazy. If you go back and look at his house, it's crazy.
Yeah, I seen it.
That's the house that these streamers be renting the stream out of. And he owned it. So.
And he still had his houses too.
So when you making money like that, you really, really got real money. It's really vultures around you. And then the only person he probably had was his father.
Oh no, it was this other dude named Ant. She about to mention it. Let's finish playing it. She about to mention it.
You can tell it was high every time.
Yeah, especially the last one with the girl with the cowboy hat. He was kind of slurring, but he still looked it like sober. But how he was speaking, you could probably tell like he was maybe he had a little drink or whatever. But he still looked good. Pause for the pauses out there, but. you could tell as he spoke that he was probably under the influence of something.
Yeah, look. Okay, you can look at that one. You also can check that what you call that nigga, that white boy, Vlad. Check that video out. Hide in the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hide in the motherfucker. Do you hear me?
Right.
I'm talking about pills, popping, perk.
Do any of y'all remember seeing him on Vlad High? You remember that, nephew? Did anybody see that Vlad interview, and did y'all think he was high? I'm gonna have to go back and look at that interview.
Miley, eggs, and like he said, he had stopped drinking that lean. Yeah, I know that 100%. They been stopped drinking lean, especially on Gresham Road. Them niggas don't roll with lean on Gresham Road no more. They been stopped that. Gucci dropped that. We off of lean. We not on lean no more.
Right.
So it just like. It was them pills. It was them pills. And it wasn't a lot of pills because he just came back from out of town. He just got back from out of town. And at the end of the day, when he took that shit on Wednesday night, I don't give a fuck. That girlfriend, she know who gave it to him, when they gave it to him, and where he got it from. So it's all up to her to spill the beans on what the fuck happened and where he got it from.
Now let me ask you this question. Now, did you hear? I'm pretty sure you did. You heard the 911 call, didn't you?
Yeah, I heard it.
What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that is just it's normal. You know why I'm gonna say it's normal? Because when you fucking with a nigga, you know your nigga be doing this, you know your nigga be doing that. It's normal for you to just go to bed without that nigga.
No, not for me. Not for me, y'all. If I know that my man is doing whatever, I'm gonna be checking on him. I'm not gonna get up in the morning, still he not moving, he in the same spot that I left him in. I'm gonna check on him.
That's true.
It's normal. I mean, I'm gonna leave you on the spot. I'm gonna leave you right here. When you wake up, you get up, you come to bed. You don't come to bed. Hey, I'm gonna holler at you in the morning, and I feel like it was genuine. Only thing that I can say, 100. I just put it down for her to put it out. Where he got it from, when he took it, and who he got it from. Period. Because on G Street, the niggas that buy pills, pop Molly, whatever they do, it's a connect from G Street. Because we call it family. We call it family on G Street, no matter what.
So let me ask this question. Hold on. So nobody else died from that though. Let's talk about it. Nobody else died from it, right? Did anybody die today? No. Yesterday? But so my point is, so if everybody know where it's coming from, allegedly, this is live. Allegedly, how is it that he's the one that got the dirty batch?
Okay. Listen to this.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen to this. 100. He got cousins, nephews, and everything that was with him. They were doing the same thing. I said the same thing. But at the end of the day, who knows where he got it from when he came from out of town? He just come from out of town.
So what if he came from out of town? So what he came from out of town? If he came from out of town, if his family members is the ones that cop the pills for him or get pills from him, he could easily pick up the phone and say, yo, I'm on my way in town. I want some pills, like drop some off at the house for me or whatever, or meet me at the house at such and such a time. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it don't add up to me.
Exactly. He could have already had some shit
from out of town.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that's where he got it from. He got it from, cause the niggas, cousins, brothers, aunt, who he was with. Like on the 911 call, you hear old boy say, where aunt?
Yeah.
Aunt is always with this nigga. I'm talking about 24/7. He's with him.
So why he ain't there when he left? So he probably seen him fucking croak, die, respectfully, rest in peace, and bounce.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is we don't know, because guess what? The family ain't even seen Aunt.
I was about to ask that.
Now, she said that Aunt used to be around Rich Homie Quan 24/7. 7 days a week. But since he passed away, in which case he might have even been there allegedly, I don't know, I'm just saying, they haven't seen him or heard from him. So you mean to tell me somebody who's been around him all the time and now he passed away, they haven't heard nothing from him? What does that tell y'all? What does that tell y'all? This is what I be talking about when I talk about no money being on the street. Because they could always pay the person who's allegedly close to you to take you out or to be involved in some shit. I don't trust neither one of them. She think that the girl is 100. I don't. I don't think that she's 100. She's not telling everything. And why wouldn't she know where Ann is? Why did Ann disappear and just leave her there? Go ahead, nephew.
Sound like she just throwing stuff in there to confuse them.
Who? This lady or the girlfriend?
The girlfriend we know ain't telling it all. We know that she did something, but as far as this girl, she's not telling everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, she probably can't. Or, she said that the father wanted to wait until Tuesday, like the family wanted to wait until the autopsy. You know what I'm saying? To really say anything. But it's sad. The father's taking it so hard that they had to put him in a mental institution. So, what does that tell y'all? Like, that's probably, I think he has other sons. Oh, I'm not sure. But he knew what Rich Homie Quan was going through this whole 9 years after Nut passed away. He's seen the whole decline. He's seen everything that happened. And it took 9 years after Nut got killed. They done took this boy out. And I wanted to talk about the bullying in the industry. Like, so what if he's not with Young Thug no more? Why is it that Young Thug had to tell, make it seem to everybody like they can't make a song with him and they can't do this or support Rich Homie Quan anymore because they no longer fuck around with each other? Rich Homie Quan didn't tell nobody on that side if it's true that they did it to go take Nut out. Why did he have to suffer for that?
It's not Young Thug. It's somebody else that's not being identified. Because I was watching something that was that because Rich Homie Quan was a Nut artist, right? Nut was the manager, right? So in the beginning, when they first met Young Thug, somebody had to talk to Nut about getting Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug on a track together because it's two different sides of the field. They had beef with each other,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Nut and Rich Homie Quan at first was like, nah, we not doing it. But when the unidentified person came back and asked Nut again, they said that Nut went back to his family and said, I fear for my life. I think I'm going to get killed behind this artist that I have.
Oh, really? Nut said that?
Yes, I was watching something that said that. I didn't hear
Mm-hmm.
Nut say that out of his mouth, so this is allegedly. Everything
Mm-hmm.
is what I see on the internet, but I seen something that said that, and then Nut got killed right after that.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, Rich Homie Quan and Young Thug got songs together.
Oh, so but didn't they do songs before Nut died? They did. They had songs before Nut passed away, I think.
I'm
Cause
not
Nut
sure.
didn't get killed until 2015.
I'm not sure when. I don't know. I don't know when. I was in jail when Young Thug came out, so I'm not sure what year they came out. But what's
Yeah, I
the
think they did a song. I think they had already had songs. But what it was that what I heard is close to what you're saying. That even though they made songs together, that Nut was kind of like trying to keep Rich Homie Quan away from Young Thug, like not to get him too involved with him. That's what I was
because it was
hearing.
two opposite sides of the field. They had beef. Wife and Lucci had beef with Young Thug.
Right, right.
So Rich Homie Quan was like the only person in between. He ain't had beef with either or. But Nut was the leader of the people that's protecting Wife and Lucci.
And Rich Homie Quan.
And Rich Homie Quan, but Rich Homie Quan ain't got beef with nobody to be protected from.
Right. He didn't have no beef with nobody.
So it was all about Wife and Lucci. But Rich Homie Quan had more talent than both sides.
Yes, he did.
So that's why it all came down to Rich Homie Quan. It's like, okay, we want to do business with Rich Homie Quan, but we see that Nut, who is the leader of YFM Lucci, got this other artist that's really talented, and we see that he's gonna blow us out off the map.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
but
I think he's
whatever.
talented too, though.
Yeah, he is. But whatever happened to? Okay, I'm cool with this person, and this is my team. Let me see what I could do to squash it. Whatever happened to those days? Like, remember when those days was where you could squash it? Like if you had beef with somebody on the other side, and somebody was familiar with you, then they would do their best to try to squash the whole shit.
Well, Queen, you told me about. I mean, I know about it already, but we spoke about infiltration and dudes as agents working for other people and stuff like that. So, with that being said, it's always somebody that's in tune with something that come around. The devil always peek in. That's all I'm gonna say. The devil always try to
Mm-hmm.
come in between. You know what I mean? And I feel like they did that to the Atlanta scene, the rap thing. Also with Fannie Willis, her main thing was to get the rappers from the beginning. That's what she said. She said, "I'm gonna get the rappers." Even this when Nut was alive.
Yeah, but it must be something that she's seen that she decided to do that. It must be
I feel like it was
something.
the influence,
Mm-hmm.
the influence that they had around the city, and they trying to change the city around. Because Big
Right,
Homie Quan had an interview saying that they trying to make like Buckhead a different type of section than what it is already from Atlanta. Like they trying to make it like a district type, like Washington D.C.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it seems like to me they really trying to make that whole situation over there literally Black Hollywood.
Right, because look at what it's turned into now, though. It's nothing like no
Black
Black
Hollywood.
Hollywood. No, it's more of gangland now. That's what it
It
is.
seems like to me it seems like it's L.A., which is original Hollywood. It seems like L.A. to me over there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
It's Black Hollywood. They taking the whole thing, what was going on from over there, and making it a black thing in Atlanta.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. See, let me see what the. Yep, like when Twister and Bone Thugs had beef, they had a mutual friend who got them to squash the beef before it got violent. Exactly. And we used to do that in the hood too. That's back in the days. That's back in our days coming up, Queen. These younger people don't care about solving so-called beefs with any civility whatsoever. Facts.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Because the
Mhm.
young dudes, they might be like, yo, F it. I ain't, they might want to ride out. But it's always that person in between that force it to be bigger than what it is. It's
Mm.
always is. Even when I was in the hood, it's always some older dude that's still like, yeah, yo, y'all not cool with them? Nah, we ain't cool with them. All right, yo, I'll take this, go up there. And it keeps things going. It's always a big homie in a circle, whether it's young dudes or not, that could talk to the other side, big homies, and get it squashed.
Mhm.
It always can be like that. Yes, it can be like that, but it's always something in between. It's always a devil gonna get in between that. I've been
Fuck.
through it mad times in the street, in the hood. That's how it works. Like if the devil sees something like his battlefield being played out, he's gonna intertwine. He's gonna get in.
Mhm. It just seems like there's always one leader that's usually cool with everybody that gets killed. This happened in Louisiana too. I've seen that happen over there too. And then all of a sudden there's this big all-out war because after Nut got killed, there was a war going on. You know, a lot of people got, but this just that the side that Nut was on, they didn't have all the money that YSL had. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, just like Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke was
Mm-hmm.
another one.
FBG Duck and Vaughn, you know, so
Nipsey,
many, yeah, Nipsey and but yeah, you're right.
Bloods and Crips, the Inglewoods, and they had beef with each other. He squashed that. He got them to come together.
And he
Did a
was getting the
video watch.
Mexicans in too.
You know what I mean?
He was dealing with the Mexicans too.
But even on a lower level, they do that in the hood too. Like like I told Queen before, like a lot of younger dudes. I'm 30. I'm not considered young or old right now. But
Mm-hmm.
the younger dudes, you know, they don't know who they are. The people around them might know who they are. They're like, oh, this dude's going to be a superstar. The little boy might be so insecure he might not even know who he is. You know what I
Well,
mean?
well, well. Rich Homie Quan said that he started to pop pills because he was getting tired. They was doing all these shows and moving around, and somebody told him that they had something. One of his family members told him that they had something that could keep him up, which was the Molly. And he said once he started taking the Mollies, that it was easier for him to come up with a song. Like it affected his creativity. So it was hard for him to do shows or anything without popping the Mollies. It's just so sad. He was talented, young, talented, seemed to be a decent guy. I don't think he really wanted to roll with all that gay stuff because they said that Rich Homie Quan was saying that he didn't really want to roll with Young Thug. His excuse was when they stopped really making music together was he wasn't going to roll with that gay shit. And they saying no, it really was because all the stuff that was going on that the public didn't see, as far as them shooting up his father's barbershop, shooting at Rich Homie Quan. One of his trucks got shot up while he was in it. Like all type of shit was going on.
And he not who they want to be. Like Rich Homie Quan is cool with being who he is. He humble, laid back. These other dudes like Watson Lucci and Young Thug, they want to be somebody totally different than who they really are. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Not saying Watson Lucci is a bad person, but I see that he could be somebody different too. But he try to be
He's
somebody else.
easy to influence.
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
He wasn't his own person. But I know I see what Steven's saying. It's like when Steve was saying that back in our days coming up, the younger people, these younger people don't care about solving so-called beefs. It does seem that way from the outside looking in, that they don't really care to squash any beefs. Because anytime there's an attempt made, it's like one of the sides be like, no, fuck that. You understand? Like, it's like they're
Because
not willing to come to the table.
it's, if I would have had that if we would have had that growing up, we would have did it. We literally had no OGs. We only had OGs telling pushing. We didn't have OGs pulling us from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like my father tell me one thing like not to do it and stuff, but I'm talking about like when I go outside the house where I wanted to be in the street,
Mm-hmm.
it was never really those type of people. The only type of people that was doing it was like the crackheads and the drunkies when I'm seeing them at the liquor store.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those was the people spitting game, but I'm looking at them like, man, you a drunkie. What are you talking
See,
about?
that's the thing too, because that's who used to spit game to us, and we didn't care that they was crackhead and junkies. This new generation, they care, but we didn't care. If what they said made sense to us, we would listen. We didn't give a fuck if they was junkies. That was their problem.
But
We
that's
would
how
be,
that's how
we
we used to
even
look
used to
at it.
listen to the crackheads because the crackheads used to spit a lot of game.
That's how we used to look at it. And you know, I ain't gonna lie, at one time, to be honest, like Steven was talking about, I always grew up, I ain't like OGs really. I ain't really ain't care for them, you heard? But my
Because of
mom was
your
trying to get
relationship with your family, maybe.
huh?
Because maybe your relationship with older people that you had dealt with.
Nah, I came up with my uncles and all that. My uncles was like real OGs, like really stick up kids and stuff. They got legendary names, but when it came to me being in the streets, I didn't respect them because they was running after the same girls I was running after. They was trying to be in the same parties I was going to, chasing after us. We was the big homies to the big homies,
Mm.
but
Well,
we just
see,
ain't had a granny wave. We didn't have a granny wave
at the
until like
time, at the time that you was growing up, a lot of the real dudes had already was getting killed from the drug era.
yes, yes.
So you had the remnants of the ones that wasn't the real dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That that's when it started to all fall apart around that time when you was growing up.
Hmm.
Because the real ones started getting taken out
Yeah,
while
I
the
didn't
drug
really meet
era.
no real dudes until I went up north. When I went up north to jail, that's they started spitting the real game to me, and then I started realizing like, this is what it is. Okay, that's why I am the way I am now.
Mm-hmm.
Because the OGs in the streets, those are third string quarterbacks. They don't never get no playing time until everybody else get locked up and they snitched on them already, and they left out there. They the snitches now. the broke dudes that's snakes and trying to rob the up and coming rappers or the up and coming whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Streamers, whatever you trying to do, they trying to extort you. You know what I mean? Those are ones stuck in the hood. The real OGs is live in Miami. They live in Arizona. They live in Cali. They
Or
normal.
they in jail.
Or they in jail. Those the ones
Or
that the niggas in the
dead.
hood always talk about.
Or dead.
Or dead too, yeah.
Because there's a lot of OGs. Yeah, they live out there. They live in other states sometimes, but they always come back.
But
They
like you
always come
said,
back.
Queen, it's always somebody that could play both sides because they got that much respect. But it's always an OG that be like, yo, he can't fuck. How he fuck with your ops? He can't fuck with them. And they put it in the nigga mind. And then that's why the nigga that always could play both sides get killed.
Yeah,
Because eventually it
that's
turns
this
to
new
jealousy.
generation. Yeah, and it's also suspicion. It's jealousy and suspicion combined. Because I remember growing up when I was cool with all the sides, and people used to try to say things like I set niggas up for this one or I did this, and I wasn't doing none of that. I had grew up with all of these people, and whatever it is they was going through didn't have shit to do with me. So I wasn't going to turn my back on somebody because he was beefing with somebody else. It wasn't none of my business.
Well, I'm the first dude on the internet that's gonna tell you I was cool with the woos and the chos. I was cool with both sides because I was a main person in my team. When you're a main person in your team, you could deal with whoever's the main people in their team. That's what bosses do. You know what I mean? We ain't talking to no dudes. Oh, okay, this the main person.
Right, right.
You
That's
know what I
how it
mean?
used to be. That's how it's supposed to be.
When
Like,
I
it's not
first got
supposed to
locked
be
up,
anybody calling shots.
when I got locked up, I don't know what happened, but I'm telling you, before I went to jail, I grew up in Van Dyke. But when I left Van Dyke, I went to Best Stop. We started dealing with the chos. So I
Hmm.
started fucking with the chos as I got older. But it was never no beef with either or side. I never picked a
Right,
side. That's not my business.
right, right.
You know what
It's
I
not
mean?
our business, so we shouldn't be in between involved in between it. We was minding our business, and we wasn't telling nobody else's business. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I didn't understand why it was some people, but like you said, some people was jealous because I was able to roll with this click and that click and that click. You understand? And they weren't.
And usually the one that can run from click to click to click, that's the leader that can control everything else. So the dudes that's on the street, when they looking for dudes to work for them and sell drugs or work for them and do other stuff, those people that they looking for, they are under you. So if you telling them not to do this and do this, you ain't riding with the older dudes. You are the problem.
Yeah, because I was able to save lives. It depends on what you're doing with that recognition or that
Uh-huh.
respect. You understand what I'm
Exactly.
saying? I was able to
Exactly.
save lives being able to go from click to click to click.
But when you a dude though, and you able to do that, you a problem to a lot of older dudes because you can't be controlled. But not only you can't be controlled, then all of the little dudes that's running around you can't be controlled because they running around with your same attitude.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So that's why nine
What,
times out of ten they
what
get rid
happened
of
to
that one
Steve's,
person.
what happened to his wrench? Steve, I don't know what the hell happened to your wrench, but I'm about to get it back. Go ahead, nephew.
Now that's
Sorry,
why they
though.
usually get rid of that person because usually the influencer they run around with the influencer attitude. Whoever they influence at the time, they run around with that person's same attitude. So if that person
Mm-hmm.
can't be controlled, then all of the other kids not gonna be able to be controlled. So that's how that go.
Right. What the fuck happened to, why can't I give it to him now? Oh, I'm in street science? Oh, that's why. That's why. Thanks, NC. Yeah, go ahead, nephew. Keep talking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really
bro.
about it. You know, um, a lot of these dudes. I was seeing yesterday that the notorious drug lord from Queens, Prince, is supposed to be coming home Tuesday, and I'm just looking like at the end of the day, like Rich Homie Quan and all these other type of people with high status names, they got to be careful when they stepping in these type of places with these type of people, because it's not safe. It's not safe with these people, especially when you somebody that's an influencer.
I think people was jealous of him too.
Of course, he was
Mm-hmm.
dope. Every song he stepped on, he stepped on. So he was dope, and he's not just like a Atlanta rapper. He's like a
Everybody liked him.
universal.
Yes, everybody liked him from every coast. Like everybody
Yes,
liked him.
yes. He could sound like everybody.
Yes.
He could
Sorry.
sound like a country boy.
Yeah, cause I see Carl Kanai, who I grew up with. He sent a shout out to I didn't know I was in street science, Steve, and so you gotta link to my street science channel too. I thought I was on Queen Lotus because the logos look alike, but I see the first thing when I saw anybody put anything up, Carl Kanai put up Rich Homie Quan, and he was wearing a Carl Kanai shirt. Now you know Carl Kanai was doing his thing way before Rich Homie Quan was the bomb. You know what I'm saying? That goes to show you how much he respected the culture.
Hmm. Some type of way make you feel some type of way.
Yeah, even Jamaicans was upset about Rich Homie Quan passing. They liked
But
him too.
some people when they say that this they dream, it's really all a dream. Biggie said it was all a dream. So what is a dream? Like until you wake up and realize that it ain't what it is, you gonna always be asleep. You gonna always be asleep. No matter how good of a person, when you in that type of business, it gets spooky.
It's very spooky now. Now it's very spooky. And I think it's so unfair that this man had to lose his life. He already had lost his career. You know what I'm saying? They already took that from him. And he was the breakout star. He was the one that had all the star power, if you ask me, the talent. And you took the man's career, and now his life is gone at 33 years old with 3 children.
Just think about this now, right? You can't stop somebody's career unless they get too old and people don't want to hear them at all, right? So when they stopped him from doing music, because they told him he couldn't do music for either, I think it was 2 years or 4 years, right? So now when he coming back out, he said he coming back out, people want to hear him. He got the money, he still got chains, he got big houses, he on with streamers. You know what I mean? People saying they want to hear him. And he's saying he come back out, he could be a whole different person. His career not over. He could get money on streams.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's why a lot of these artists is getting killed too, because you can't just blackball them from the
The
universal
public.
people.
Right, from the public that want to support them.
Hmm.
See, because
Because
now the
hip
public
hop
is
free, everything free.
right, and the public is starting to be more independent of the mainstream. Like, they follow who they like now. Now who's
They like
popular?
who
They
they fuck
follow who
with.
they fuck with. Yeah.
Hmm. You can't just say something about somebody, you know what I mean? And yeah, they might feel that way for a week, but they be like, nah, but this person is a good person and they make good music. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So we on the Street Science channel. I thought we was on the Queen Lotus channel, but that's okay, nephew. You can hop on over here with me too if you want to, and anybody else who want to hop on. But I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm not gonna be too long on this topic because I really want to wait for the Tuesday result. Well, if they announce it Tuesday, whenever they do announce the cause of his demise, confirm it, and then I could really go deeper how I really want to go, because right now it's still speculation, because I was hearing that he has some heart problems too. So and he did look kind of stressed out. Did you see his pictures lately, nephew? You
Yeah, that's
seen?
what I was hearing.
Yeah, he looked kind of stressed out.
He looked
So,
kind of skinny too, but he
yeah,
been
he looked a little, no, but he looked skinnier than he usually, he looked a little skinnier. That's why I said it at the
like look at
beginning.
that picture and look at him now. Look how he was.
I think he was a little handsome little cutie. And he had his own little swag with him, and he was doing his thing. I'm so sorry that happened to him, man. It's sad. It's sad. Every time it happens, it's just so freaking sad. Whether it's by gunshots or drugs or whatever it is, it's just really, really sad. And it's just happening a little bit too much. Too much. Back to back to back. It's too much. But anyway, and I talk about the artists having PTSD, but a lot of the normal people in the world have PTSD too. This is not something that children should be, they're experiencing. Like rappers like Rich Homie Quan, kids used to listen to him. You know what I'm saying? He was a rapper that the kids could listen to as well. So for him to, all
more violence, he didn't curse and stuff.
So, I mean, yeah, he wasn't talking about shooting and killing nobody. It's always these types that's just wiped out. We need those little shines of light. We need them. We need that versatility. And it's just really sad. They just...
Glow gang, but people want Migos.
It's really sad. But I'll come back and, after they announce what really happened to him, and we'll continue to speak on what happened with Rich Homie Quan. Rest in peace to him, and condolences to his family for the loss, because I would imagine that he's a huge loss in the family. And I hope that his father can, somehow continue on and try to do the best to represent him and keep him out there, his name out there, after he gets over this initial pain that he's going through. That had him wound up having him in the mental institution. So I don't know if he checked himself in or not, or if somebody saw something going on with him and took him to the hospital. I don't know, but I think it's very, very sad, and I wish them well, and I wish them the best. So nephew left. He just jumped off already. But anyway, love y'all. Thanks for joining me on this channel. I meant to do it on my other channel, y'all, but I wound up doing it on this one. But it's all good. It's still all mine, and it's still all my people's on it. So I hope y'all have a blessed day. Enjoy the football game, and I'll be back with some more news later. Love BZ and NC and Chris and family Steven. Love y'all.